Good morning, this is Robin Bieber on the EU and Energy Chart Talk on the 17th of April at 7:30 in the morning London time. The chart in front of us is DEC 20 emissions and it's looking pretty frisky. It's exploded overnight northwards and it looks like it's going to head for the 100-day moving average at 2310. However, it's left a gap at this level here, and I suspect it needs to close that gap before it can successfully really push higher. And also, if you look at a 60-minute chart on this instrument, it's a little bit overcooked, to put it mildly, with the stochastic so high. So I would suggest that the odds are that this market will retrace most of its overnight gains at some point, possibly down to 2146. Maybe even down to the gap at 2111 before trying to push higher again. It's going to look a little fragile if it then fails today and then moves below 2111, because you would have the stochastic moving negative and you would get bearish divergence, which would have implications to the south side. So be careful, very careful today. It needs to consolidate above the 2146 level. In doing so, it may well dip first. Now moving over to MBP. Under pressure the front month, and it stays under pressure whilst below the 5-day moving average, coming in today at 15.826. Whilst below there, it's under pressure and could easily make its way back down to the 14 level and down to here, maybe even 13. It's under pressure and does not look good. And the MBP winter is holding under pressure. It really needs to be below the 13-day moving average at 32.692 to be looking for a move back to 3120. It hasn't really got any upside unless it was to go over the 8-day moving average at 33.27, this blue line here. It's stuck in a range and actually looking for a big move either way may be a fruitless pursuit at the moment, so be patient. TTF, trying to push higher. It's stochastic, would borrow one from over here. There you go. Stochastic has just moved positive, but it's right into the teeth of the 21-day moving average at 7.369. It's okay whilst above the 5-day at 7.007. But if you put a 60-minute chart on here for a moment, it might take a second to come up, we'll probably find that it's a little bit overcooked. The chart is taking a minute or two to get up. And one should be very careful at this 21-day moving average. It's looking, although it wants to push higher, it's looking like that could be a bit of a stumbling block. And here we are, and the 21-day is right here. This is looking a bit heavy, and were it to falter and try and, say, for example, close the gap at 7.15, you'd have some bearish divergence. So treat this early morning rally with a little bit of skepticism and be careful. The barometer is what happens at 7.369. And on the Felix, which hopefully will come up, we're also spiking north. We're over the 55-day at 38.98. The stochastic has flipped back positive, so that's all well and good. But if we put a 60-minute chart on here, I think you're going to find the same detail as with the rest. Very high stochastic. So where all contracts are concerned, treat this overnight spike where it has occurred with a little bit of skepticism. It probably needs to go back and close the gap left here at 38.76 before ploughing on higher. If it fails to hold over 38.76, then it's going to look a little vulnerable. The stochastic will probably flip negative, and then you'd have bearish divergence. So treat this spike with a little bit of care. It has bullish implications, but it may need to calm down first. That's all for today, folks. Good luck, good trading, and bon appetit.